Welcome back, convicts. It's a beautiful morning in the downtown of the Valley of Mines. The temperature is a cool 21 degrees Celsius, and the prognosis is a full day of fighting and questing. So let's begin. So we had a mystery on our hands with a missing guard, a vanished guard called Nick. We're gonna go and talk to an NPC that is gonna give us a little bit more information about what we have to do. And at the same time, we're gonna talk to a couple of diggers to learn some. This
New
is the
here,
guy.
are you?
Yeah.
I don't know your face. I'm Sly. I have a job on offer for a newcomer.
You have a job for me? What is it?
One of our guards has disappeared. He's called Nick. He might have gone over to the new camp. You're new here, and you'll get around quite a lot, so keep your eyes peeled. If you find him, I'll speak up for you in the camp.
What good will your speaking up for me do?
If you want to join the camp, you need people to speak up for you. If I speak up for you with Diego, that'd be a great help for you.
I'll see if I can find him.
If you meet Fletcher, ask him about Neck. He's taken over his district since Neck disappeared.
Where will I find him?
His district is the district of the arena.
Yeah, okie dokie. We actually got really lucky there because we managed to avoid Bloodwind. So Diego had a little hut just at the castle entrance, and now we have some lockpicks. We're gonna use... Oh, hello, you just teleported in. We're gonna use some of those lockpicks to lockpick his chest because we need some more stuff to sell. Oh, this is a more complicated lock. Okie dokie. Ooh, we have 3 lockpicks, a lot of healing potions, pan, jug, water called water on the label, some cheese, and 120 ore nuggets. That's perfect. We're gonna take those beautiful ore nuggets, and if I'm not mistaken, we have enough money. Yep, we have enough money right now to afford ourselves some new armor. So let's go and talk to Snaff, because it's a new day, so he can give us some brand new food. We're gonna avoid this guy on the right for the moment. He is a bit of an annoying fellow. Hey, Snaff. Feed us. Feed us. We're hungry. Come on. Come on.
You told me I could have as much stew as I wanted.
And that's true. Here, take 3 portions.
Cool. So we have the food for today. Now let's see what we're gonna do. We're gonna talk to Fletcher, talk to a couple of guys, then buy ourselves some new armor because we deserve it. And with that armor, we can actually start killing stuff.
Maybe.
Okay, Fletcher, do you have anything more to say about Nick?
It's about Nick.
Yeah?
No news.
Keep me.
Okay, you don't have anything else to say. Let's talk to this guy.
Hello.
I haven't seen you before. You're new here, aren't you?
Just recently arrived.
Have you already decided which camp you want to join?
No, what do you think?
Well, it depends. Each camp has its advantages, I guess. Until you've made your decision, you can stay here. A hut just became available.
Which of the huts can I take for myself?
The hut over there with the little canopy is empty.
What are the advantages of the old camp?
If you pay protection money to the guards, you can have a laid-back life here. They always interfere if one of the paying diggers is attacked. Besides, you can only get the goods from the outside world cheap here. These things are unaffordable in the other camps.
That's actually not true.
And what if 2 people fight each other who both pay protection money?
Then the guards just watch until one of them kills the other. Then they do him in.
What goods are considered precious here?
Everything from the outside world. Bread, cheese, and bacon, and above all, beer and wine. Not the cheap rice schnapps from the new camp, but really good stuff. You always get a good price for weapons, and armor is really expensive. The guards took the old armor off the prison guards after they killed them. You can always recognize them by their armor. They only sell it to other guards. You could never get hold of one as an outsider.
I think I've heard enough about the old camp.
I like it here.
Okay, what about a new camp?
What are the advantages of the new camp?
If you're cool about getting your throat cut for a slice of bread, you should go there. No, it's not that bad, but it's different from here. Here, Gomez takes care that things are sort of peaceful. In the new camp, there is no law. The only ones powerful enough to have a say there are the water mages, but they're too busy studying the barrier all day.
Okay, what about a sect?
Why should I join the sect?
Well, you better ask somebody from the sect camp. There are always a couple of novices in the camp, and I'm sure they can tell you a lot about the sect. I've never been there myself, but according to everything that's said, they must be really generous. None of the three camps seems to be as much in need of new people as the sect camp.
Okay, thank you for the information. One thing I really want to check and change, that would be the shadow strength, because I want to see, yeah, it's 0.90. Let's see what happens if we change to 0.50. I think that's, shadow is slightly better now. It's a bit thicker at least. Okay, a bit more realistic. Okay, what do we have here? We have a guy called Uno.
It looks as if you knew what you were doing.
Nobody ain't complained yet, but that would be a bad idea anyway. Every idiot here needs a sword, and that is what they get from me.
How long does it take you to make one blade?
That depends. I'm as fast as a hurricane with simple swords. Of course, only on condition that the price motivates me. A freak like Whistler usually has to wait longer for his toy than other people.
Why? Doesn't he pay enough?
No, on the contrary. He gave me 150 off for his last sword. The guy is into ornaments and girly stuff like that, and of course that's not cheap. Hey, you ain't curious at all, are you, pal?
Well, Smith, how's business?
Why would you want to know?
I may have an order for you.
Oh, really? And what?
I'll think about it.
Come back when you really need something, and don't get on my nerves.
I'd like to try working here as well.
Ah, but don't you think that you can make great blades?
What do I have to do?
Okay, take the steel and hold it into the fire. Then you have to lay the red-hot steel across the anvil. When you're finished, you put the hot blade into the water bucket over there to temper it. The cooled blade finally has to be sharpened on the grindstone.
I see.
However, you'll need some things for that. I could sell them to you.
I'd like to buy some blacksmith equipment.
So basically here you can buy some stuff you can use to make blades. The only thing that you should really buy is raw steel. Kuno gives you a basic tutorial on how to do smithing, but we just did some smithing earlier. So we're gonna go right now and finally buy ourselves some well-deserved armor. So we're gonna jump right back down, hopefully don't die. Okie dokie, we're gonna try to avoid Jackal because can we avoid him though? Yeah, if you can move along. I really don't want to get into a conversation with a couple of guards just yet, for the simple reason that they're gonna ask us for protection money. Now let's try to avoid this guy. Jump on the roof. Perfect. We're already an acrobat. So let's go and no, avoid Jackal, avoid Jackal. Okay. We're gonna talk to Fisk, and Fisk.
Have you got armor for me as well?
Well, I'm sure that I can satisfy you.
So we're gonna buy the digger's trousers, the expensive ones, for 500 ore
Give me
pieces.
the digger's trousers.
A good choice.
And now, because Fisk
Show me your
has
goods.
500 ore pieces, we can actually start selling some of the stuff we don't really need. Like, we don't need a pan, we don't need a jug. What else don't we need? All of these swords we don't really need. So that's 216 ore pieces we're gonna get back, which is awesome. So now we have money, now we have armor. Let's equip the armor, see how it looks like. Okay, perfect. And now you can see we actually have some decent protection. We're gonna go right now to the two NPCs we found in the beginning called Drax and Radford, and because you have skill points and some ore, we're gonna use all of that to buy ourselves the knowledge to gut animals. There are a lot of animals in Gothic 1, which honestly they drop a lot of stuff you can sell back to merchants. And for a game back in 2001, stuff like this is really cool. So many little details that make the world really believable. And yeah, it's fucking awesome. Now let's go to Drax and Bradford, maybe talk to Grim in the meantime. Hey Grim, why so grim?
I am new here.
Just arrived, have you? I'm Grim. I haven't been here for long either. I was thrown in with the load before you.
What's life like here?
Easy going, as long as you pay your share of protection money to the guards.
What do I have to do if I want to get admitted to this camp?
Well, first of all, you have to become a shadow. Therefore, you have to find somebody who supports you, somebody who explains everything to you and takes responsibility for you. If I was you, I'd try to keep close to Diego. I did it like that. He's quite all right. He'll make you take the test of faith. That's different from everybody. Then there'll be some other smaller tasks from other shadows. If you manage them, you'll be with us.
And how far have you got with your tests?
I've already talked to Dexter and Sly and Fingers. They are some of the most influential shadows here in the camp.
What was your test of faith?
I can't tell you, man. You have to be silent about things like that here.
Okie dokie, I get it. Hush hush is the word. So let's go to Drax and learn some information from him on how exactly to gut animals. So we have 10 skill points and 300 ore pieces we can use for that purpose. And man, you know, people really bash these games for its visuals right now, but you know, back in 2001 they really made it work. I mean, you have to take into account the fact that Pyranha Bytes really had a shoestring budget when they made this game, and for all of the content we can see from time to time, I think they really made a great job out of it. Like, for example, the previous dialogue with Huno about forging a blade for us, that was supposed to be some content about him making some custom weapons for us. Okay, Drax, let's see what you can teach us.
What else can you tell me about hunting?
A lot, but it'll cost you more than a beer, if you know how. At least every...
Yeah. Okay, so the most important things are teeth, fur, and claws.
How do I get the teeth?
The most important thing is to make sure the teeth don't splinter. To avoid that, put your knife near the center of the tooth and lever it out carefully. You can take the teeth of wolves, shadow beasts, and snappers.
Okay, now we're gonna learn how to take fur.
How can I skin these creatures?
It's very important to skin them from the back to the front. Once you get the hang of it, it'll be easy. Furs are very valuable. The furs of wolves and shadow beasts can be used to make clothes. When you examine the fur of a killed animal, you'll soon notice if it can be used or not.
And some claws.
Show me how to take off the claws.
Actually, it's quite simple if you know what to do. Bend the claws forward, Never backwards. And you mustn't pull them out either. Claws can be taken, especially from lizards. From now on, you'll know which creature's claws to take.
Do we also have enough money for this one?
What do I have to observe while skinning reptiles?
The only reptiles suited for this purpose are lurkers and swamp sharks. If you slit the skin at the sides, it'll peel off by itself. From now on, you should be able to skin reptiles.
Okay. And now we just learned everything we need to learn about skinning animals. And I just love the environment right now with the rain and everything. By the way, the fact that he gives you a lot of flavor text and it's not just a simple button where you press it and suddenly you know how to skin animals. That's just freaking awesome, man. I mean, again, immersion. Pyranha Bytes did so many things right when it came to immersion. And oh, we have a beer here. Cool. How's our hit points looking? Okay, 60 out of 64. And because we have some armor right now, let's test the armor, shall we? So let's pull out our sword, and we're gonna find ourselves some beasties to kill. So what do we have around here? We have some blood flies. Okay, let's see just how good our new armor is. Okay, it's not bad, but it's not great either. So yeah, blood flies, pretty strong for us, good to know. And if blood flies are pretty strong for us, that means most likely wolves will be as well. So from this point, we have a couple of options. Option number one, we take the route over to the swamp camp, and there's basically an escort quest there. Or we take the route over to the new camp, which is a different escort quest. I want to take the route over to the swamp camp first, I think. Yeah, that would be the best approach right now. But before we do that, we're just gonna go into this little canyon right down here. And you can see this little canyon that overlooks a hut over there in the distance. That's where Cavalorn lives. We're gonna take the bridge up here to this abandoned tower, and we're gonna lockpick whatever is inside for some new goodies, because we really need stuff to sell right now. So I'll be right, left. What do we have here? A withered axe that does slightly more damage than what we have. Okay, crude sword, a lot of war nuggets, arrows, a lockpick, and our first spell scroll, a firebolt. It doesn't do a lot of damage, but at least it's range damage. Okie dokie. The rain just stopped. That's a snapper right there that's trying to aggro us. So we're gonna try to run away as fast as possible from it, because we're not really in the position to handle snappers right now. We can barely handle blood flies, and we're gonna go right now to find Nick. So all of the clues right now point us to the fact that Nick might have left towards the new camp, and the clues tell us that he left through the south gate. Now, we don't really have a map, but the south gate is the gate in front of us. So we're gonna go to that gate, and we're actually gonna find Nick close to it. So yeah, the NPCs do a pretty good job at describing enough clues so you can figure out what to do. So how much experience do we have? We need 1200 more experience to level up. When we're gonna level up, we're gonna learn how to properly fight with one-handed weapons. So what do we have here? We have some shrooms, some slave's bread. Some more food is always welcome. And here's Nick. Well, he's not actually called Nick, he's called a dead guard. But we find an amulet on him called says neck on the back, protection against weapons 5. Now, basically what you can do with this amulet, you can equip it for a while, and then you can turn the quests in for some easy experience. We're not actually gonna keep the amulet, we're just gonna turn it in because we need the experience. Some players disagree with that approach, some players want to keep the amulet as much as possible, but we're not really in a rush right now to equip a lot of magical items. When we're gonna get to the new camp, we can actually buy some new magical equipment from a vendor right there. So we're just gonna go and temporarily equip the... Where's the amulet? Should be in artifacts. Okay, we have some extra protection right now. So right now the plan is to go to the swamp camp, and because there's an escort quest there, this guy called Baal Parvez. Baal is a title that basically is similar to a priest. He's gonna escort us there.
Show me your...
And the cool thing is, everything that he kills will be shared experience. So let's sell this. Actually, we're not gonna sell. We're gonna sell one crude sword and one withered axe and get us some money for our troubles. So 60 ore, that's awesome. We're gonna equip this withered axe because it does, well, one more point of damage than what we have right now. Let's save the game and talk to Baal Parvez. Oh yeah, we should also talk to Dexter because he also has a quest in the swamp camp.
What is swampweed?
New here, are ya? You can smoke it. Very relaxing for most of us.
I want to join the camp. I want to become a shadow.
Oh, you're looking for a chance to prove your worth? Good. You can do me a favor. If you do it well, I'll speak up for you in front of Diego.
What is it?
In the sect camp, there's a man called Kalam, quite a big shot. One of the gurus of the sect. Kalam is an alchemist. He has the recipe for an effective healing potion. I'd like to buy the recipe off him. Then I can produce it myself. But nobody can get near Kalam.
And what do you expect me to do?
The sect loonies are looking for new people all the time. You're new here. Just pretend you want to be recruited. Kalam is one of the gurus. That means he checks the new candidates. If you get in touch with him, try to get the recipe. Whether you want to pay for it or you don't, I don't care.
So you should take the first option and negotiate as aggressively as possible with this guy.
Sounds like a difficult business. How much is in it for me?
At some point, Diego will ask me if you're suitable for us. Just guess what my answer will depend on.
Maybe I'll have to pay for the recipe. Give me 50 ore as an advance payment.
Forget it.
No ore, no recipe.
Well then, we can talk about the ore as soon as you have the recipe.
No, I want to see ore right now or you can get your recipe yourself.
There's enough other newcomers. I think I should give the job to one of them.
Okay, let's just forget about the whole thing.
Not so fast. I just wanted to know how far you'd go. 50 ore is quite a lot for a newcomer, don't you think?
That sounds better.
Okay, I've just got 50 ore nuggets spare here. Don't let me down, kid.
Show me your goods.
I got the best stuff here.
Okay, so we're now 50 ore richer, which is awesome. And what is the sect camp?
Where is the sect camp?
Leave the camp through the south exit, then head eastwards. You'd better take a map. I got one here for 50 ore.
The south exit is the collapsed tower, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah, we're not gonna buy the map, which is precisely the amount we just asked for. We're gonna save the game and talk to Baal Parvez.
That's not really my problem.
Okay, hey Baal. How you doing?
The sleeper be with you, stranger. I'm here to guide you onto the right path.
And which is the right path?
The path of the sleeper. He alone has the power to set us free. The gurus are preparing a great invocation in our camp. They want to get in contact with the sleeper. So far, he's just talked to us in visions, but now it's time to get in touch with him. We'll need as many supporters as possible for that. By focusing our spiritual power, we'll get through to him. Our camp is some distance away in the swamp. I can take you there, though, if you want.
What would be the benefit of joining you?
Maybe you're one of the chosen people who received the gift of magic from the sleeper. Or you might obtain the highest honors and become a Templar. Only the best fighters among us can obtain that position. If the sleeper is with you, you can even combine both. The best of the Templars receive the gift of magic as well. You see, our brotherhood has a lot of possibilities for you. You should be aware of that before you decide on joining any other camp.
Who's the sleeper?
The sleeper speaks to us through dreams and visions. He has been leading us ever since he first made contact with Iberian 5 years ago. All the followers of the Brotherhood have renounced the three gods. We pray only to the sleeper for salvation.
Salvation from what?
From this goddamn place, of course. The sleeper will show us the way to freedom.
What did the sleeper tell you?
He guided us to the swamp, to the old temple ruins. That's where we built our camp. He gave us independence. None of us need to labor in the mines. He showed us what swamp weed can do. We sell it to the other camps, and in exchange, we get everything we need. And he gave some of us the gift of magic. Of an old and powerful magic, which is different from the one the magicians of the realm use.
Tell me about the magic of the sleeper.
This gift enables you to control things with the power of your mind. Only the gurus of our brotherhood have been initiated into the secrets of this magic.
Take me to your camp. I want to have a look at it.
Very good. I'll go ahead. Follow me.
Okay, let's avoid Jackal. So yeah, it's pretty awesome that their god just showed them what weed can do. Swamp weed, for all intents and purposes, is basically just weed. And it's a cool little detail that they show how the economy between camps actually works. So the new camp, we're gonna see they're basically in a swamp, so they can't really produce anything other than just weed and maybe just a bit of rice, I think. So they're pretty much dependent on the other camps to trade for goods, which is a neat little detail that a lot of games and stories overlook in general. So we're gonna let Baal Parvez go ahead, and he's gonna aggro some mobs for us, ideally. Okay, I want you to aggro. Okay, yes. How about you? If we can't aggro the scavengers, let's just kill them ourselves. And by the way, you can actually see right now, because we have some decent armor, stuff like scavengers and mole rats will actually do only 1 point of damage to us, which is freaking awesome. This lizard, however, is way too strong for us, so we're gonna let Baal Parvez handle it. Okay, some easy experience. We're gonna find some beer, torches, a plant, a plate in this burnt out or destroyed hut. Okay, some little goodies. So basically in this game you want to acquire all the random stuff you can find, especially in the beginning, so you can trade them to vendors for better equipment. So, did you really have to go under the bridge? Oh, don't tell me you just got stuck. You're gonna get stuck, won't you? Lovely. Okay, can you please become unstuck? No? Okay, thank you. Can you? Come on, I believe in you, man. I believe in you. You can do it. You just did it. So there's a wolf in front of us. And yeah, a little tidbit. Baal Parves is actually immortal, so he can kill stuff for you. He has a few healing potions he'll use, which is another nice detail. He is a useful NPC. He can fight, he can heal. But if he ends up fighting too much at once, he can actually die. So ideally, we should help him fight if possible. Okay, we have a couple of blood flies here, we just looted. And you can basically use him as a meat shield to get some nice and easy experience in the beginning. I think you can get about 500 or maybe 600 experience from just his escort quest. Okay. Ideally, we shouldn't die, and we can actually see a couple of scavengers in the distance who are dying to a bloodfly. So we're gonna let Baal Parves try to handle this fight as well. Okay, you wanna leave? Just leave. That's cool with me. Okay, let's just move on. And now what we wanna do is we wanna aggro just a couple of lizards, not more than one at a time. We need to save the game right here because Baal Parves can easily die to these lizards. So I'm just gonna... Okay, that's perfect. He's gonna aggro that lizard over there. Okay. Okay, now ideally... Ideally he should aggro all lizards, one at a time, but hey, 160 quick experience, that's still better than nothing. Now the question is, could we... Yeah, we could theoretically aggro that lizard and lead him over to Parves, but you know what? We're not gonna do that. Instead, we wanna aggro these couple of scavengers right here. Okay. Just some more easy experience. Okay. 100 easy experience, that's awesome. And we're gonna go continue on our merry way. The barrier is actually quite small. I mean, the map overall is quite small, but it's pretty packed. I mean, there's a lot of... How should I put this? Everything is handcrafted, you know? There's no procedurally generated stuff. There's no copy-pasted areas. You won't find the same things all over again that kind of ruin your immersion and experience. Everything is hand-placed. So we're just gonna follow this river down, and the swamp camp should be just ahead of us. Now, we want to see if we can aggro maybe one lizard over here to Baal Parves. Maybe even a couple. Ideally without dying. Don't die, don't die. Okay. Managed to aggro one. Okay, that's awesome. We managed to aggro a couple. We got some nice and easy experience. We're almost leveled up. And we're gonna use that experience when we come back to the old camp. We're gonna train one-handed swords so we can actually learn how to swing a sword properly. We're also gonna put some points in strength and dexterity. And later on, we're gonna specialize in bows. Specifically, we're gonna focus on acquiring ourselves a longbow. So we have some healing herbs, awesome. And this is the swamp camp, and you can actually see the transition between the river and the swamp on the right. And I think with the end of this escort quest, we're gonna...
Here we are. Down there lies the camp of the Brotherhood. Go through the gate and speak to my brothers. I'm sure you haven't come here for nothing. Ask for Kor Kalam. He's in charge of the novices and tutors. I'll go back to the old camp. There are still many infidels who need to be guided to the right path.
Good luck.
Awaken!
Oh, you're passionate at least. Okie dokie. We're not gonna go to the... We're not gonna go inside the swamp camp just yet. We're happy right now that the path has been cleared for us. So what we're gonna do is clear a few of these mole rats up here for some nice and easy experience. Okay, that's one. That's... We're not actually worried about taking on several mole rats at once, since they basically just do 1 point of damage to us, which is nothing at this point. We have 76 hit points right now. Okay, we're already double the hit points we started off with. So what do we have in this little cave? Some mushrooms, which makes sense since it's a cave. We have a potion, torch, an unfortunate explorer who died here. And anything else? Nope. So we're just gonna go back to the old camp, and I think that this is a great point to end the video. So I'm just gonna jump forward when we're back into the old camp, because I don't want to waste your time with me traveling from point A to point B. Yeah, Gothic 1, by the way, doesn't have fast travel. We do have access to speed potions later on, which allow us to sprint. So we're gonna end the video right here. So until next time, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And if it's gonna be one of those bad days, I hope you have the strength and wisdom to make it through the day. If you wanna support the channel, I have a Patreon you can help donate with. And until next time, see you convicts. See you back into the old camp, where we're gonna learn how to handle weapons properly. Cheers, guys.